Welcome to the We Love Sport Euros podcast. We Love Sport is the sports app for the ultimate sports fanatic. Helps you find the best places to watch the big game, listing all of the live sporting events being shown in pubs, from football to rugby to NFL Sundays and late night boxing. The We Love Sport app will provide answers to these questions and guide you right to a table in time for kickoff. Make sure you download the app today. We are back, and it's a very special day on the We Love Sport Euros podcast. Welcome again to Lew Fitz.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, mate. Thank you very much. And Chloe Capsey, Caps as she's known, is back with us.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really, really happy.
You seem really, really happy.
Stupidly happy. Chloe, how the dust has settled. We're recording this 12, 13 hours after the game. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling right now about England having beaten Denmark to get to the final?
Relieved. I think even though Germany was a massive test, I think just the unity and the solidarity of Denmark is a test in itself to trying to pull together against a team that is so solid at the minute. Even though on paper I'd say we've got the better side. So yeah, I'm happy. It was stressful. It was stressful, but I'm happy. I'm happy it's over.
How do you feel, Lou?
Still pissed, maybe. Very, I don't know, it's unbelievable to think that we're in the final and it's coming home and we played really well. No penalties, not too much stress.
One
Job
penalty.
Done. Oh, good point, actually. No, I forgot about that. No penalty shootout. But I think job done.
Were you worried at any point?
First goal, yeah, because we haven't faced that before, have we? Or in a while, conceding a goal. And Denmark they're a good team, really solid team. But as soon as we scored, and how many minutes were in between when they scored to when we returned? Was it about
30
5?
odd?
Huh?
30 odd? I don't know.
30 minutes.
Was it? I thought it was about 5.
Yeah, I thought it was about 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maths isn't my strong point.
What game are you watching?
We came back quick,
Yeah,
basically.
we bounced back quick, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Because I was worried if we did go down, because we haven't had to react like that before. And I thought the longer it went on, we weren't going to react all too well.
We weren't going to make it, yeah.
Yeah, the longer it dragged out, and there was a bit of like...
It felt like a throwback to like 96, maybe. Like, oh, not again, lads, come on. But I'm so happy.
But in a way, Chloe, it's good to pass that test because we've conceded a goal. Still haven't really properly conceded a goal. Haven't conceded one from open play. It was a brilliant free kick. But to come back after that shows a bit of strength and a bit of unity, which I think was the only thing we're unsure about. Yeah,
I think that was the only thing that I was worried about going into it. I'm glad it's happened against Denmark rather than Italy in the final, because our heads could have gone.
Yeah.
Obviously, a final is a big occasion. So I'm happy it's happened sooner rather than later. It's going to happen at one point. But then Italy are so strong. They've not lost in what? 33 games, I think it is.
There's an 11 o'clock rule. So we can enjoy it up until, well, it's past 11 now, but we can enjoy it and let's enjoy it today, and then we'll worry about Italy another time. That's what I'd be saying to the team.
Well, do you know what? My thing about Italy is, I think for 4 out of the 6 games they've played, they've looked astonishing. And I've thought, I can't see anybody beating them. And then Austria in particular, and also the game against Spain, I thought, this lot look fallible. You can get at them. And I don't think England have looked like at any point like they were under the cosh or struggling or like none of that kind of blood and guts defending that Italy have been doing. What I'm saying, Lou, is we're going to beat them.
Yeah. I'm boycotting all Italian products.
100%.
No pizza, no pasta for however many days it is.
No, if you think I'm playing Super Mario, you can think again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Is that Italian?
What, Super Mario?
Yeah, of course it is.
Mario and Luigi, they're brothers.
I have no idea.
Do you know what Super Mario is?
Yeah, I'm not that young. I played Mario Kart on the Wii when I was like 6.
We'll boycott for a few
days.
The
Wii was out when you were 6?
Yeah, it was like the new thing.
I played on the original Nintendo, the NES. Do you know what that is?
Is that the Game Boy thing?
No.
Football.
Let's
coming home.
Let's not go back in time.
No, it's good because Chloe, talking to me is like sort of being able to be in a time machine.
It's like history lesson.
Creepy older uncle.
Yeah. It's like a mad Victorian inventor who's turned up to do the podcast. But Lou, who stood out for you last night for England?
God, Harry Kane. I think captain fantastic, and everyone I was watching it with was like, "Oh, finally he showed up like this." I'm like, no, he's been playing fine. He's been playing great, but it's just his job is to pull defenders out, right, of their position. His job is to pull defenders out of their position. And for Denmark, they're all massive, like big blokes, and they get tired, and that's exactly what happened. But Italy, it's a bit different. They're old as well.
Yeah, I thought after about 65, 70 minutes, I thought Denmark looked knackered.
Yeah.
I thought they really looked knackered. They made literally all their subs by that point as well, I think, near enough.
They looked absolutely ball-bagged.
And like, it was always bringing down the tone.
What?
And I think Gareth Southgate managed that team awfully well last night.
Yeah.
With where he did the subs. I thought it was a bit tough on Grealish in the end.
But he wanted to go more defensive, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
I think tactically it was the right decision, but it is a bit tough on the player.
Because I love Jack, but he doesn't do anything defensive. No. At all.
I mean, he was trying to track back a few times.
Yeah, but
it's so funny though.
I saw it a couple of times.
Yeah, sort of like wandering around.
It's like watching a dog walking its hind legs. What are you doing?
God's sake.
But I think I'm glad you talked about the tactics, because I think one of the things that this tournament has shown is the teams with the best game plans have got to the final.
Yeah.
Because we talked right at the start, we said, look, Italy looked like the best coached team. And actually, I think England looked like the other best coached team.
Yeah.
We've got a game, it's not as fun as Italy's, but we've got a game plan and it works. And I think Southgate's game management has been fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's done really well with that. I think even, like I said last night with the subs, he managed them very well. And he's always trying to just match up each team he comes against. He's playing the best team for who he's playing.
Yeah.
And a lot of managers don't think do that. They just play their best team, no matter who they're up against. And the formation, I think, especially against Germany, going up, matching them, I think won us that game. I think if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have won it.
Do you think last night was a bigger test than the Germans?
Because it's Germany, I want to say no, but I think because of the solidarity that Denmark have, I think it was a massive test. And they really do stick together. And I was a bit more stressed last night than I was with Germany. I thought Germany was more comfortable. It didn't go extra time.
Yeah.
We kind of settled it in 90 minutes somehow. And yeah, but the extra time, if the final goes to penalties, I don't know if I'll be able to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed the penalty shootout so far in this tournament because it's just brilliant. I mean, particularly Kylian Mbappe missing a penalty and putting France out. There's nothing better. But I mean, when it comes to England, it's pretty horrific. As a City fan, Lew, I want to talk about Kyle Walker because my friend made a really good point to me last night. I said I think Walker's been brilliant, but he said the thing about Walker is he makes a mistake, but he's so quick that he then recovers.
Yeah.
So you think he's doing really well, but he's messed it up in the first place. But I thought he was excellent again.
The back three really control the game, don't they, and pick passes and things like that. He's built, he's fast. It's part of his game to recover. I do worry sometimes about him because there were moments, especially with Jordan, his kicking looked a bit suspect.
Yeah.
There were a few,
And he might struggle a little bit more against Chiesa and Insigne than he has done against other players so far.
I think there's a couple of moments last night where we looked a bit rattled. Only for like 2 minutes or so. There was like maybe 2 or 3 spells of that where I thought, God, if we do this for Italy, they're scoring.
Yeah.
They're not missing these because they're calibre of players. So yeah, Pickford did worry me a little bit. His kicking is normally amazing. He's normally like pinpoint with that. And last night he hit it out a few times. He just looked a little bit rattled. And as you say, Walker, I thought Walker had a really good game.
Yeah.
And I thought also Luke Shaw had a very good game as well.
Yeah.
I think both the fullbacks had great games. But Walker, like you said, he's got a major mistake in him.
Yeah.
He's got bad mistakes in him. But his speed does save him half the time because he can get back. He's always one of the first one back if they break. So.
And you talked about Luke Shaw. Now, at the start of this tournament, we were saying it's got to be Chilwell. Like, why would you not play Chilwell left back? And even in the first game, you started Trippier left wing back.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, I mean, this tournament's done wonders for his reputation, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think he's progressed really well. I wasn't sold on him.
No.
Even the Ukraine, I thought he was getting better, but I wasn't awfully sold on him because I think him and Sterling sometimes they just don't link up awfully well. Like I said, when Sterling pulls inside, he doesn't always run round him, and Sterling's a bit stuck, doesn't know no one's running for him, and Luke Shaw should be the one running past him, leapfrogging him, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
Whether he's told not to do that or not, you just don't know. But I'd assumed he would. And I thought last night he was doing way more runs, good balls into the box. I think he just put himself about a bit.
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire as well. Gareth Southgate got quite a lot of stick before the tournament for taking a player who was injured. Turns out he was bang on. Absolutely right. I thought Maguire was fantastic again.
Yeah. All the defence played really well. The only thing I would like a little bit more is, our set piece plays really, we're not threatening at all, and we've not scored from one. I don't think.
2018, that was the game plan.
Exactly. And then when Denmark, the first thing they did sort of flooded the goalkeeper, we looked so scared. And I think with Harry Maguire, his height, and John Stones' height, Kyle Walker's height, they're all over 6 foot. Let's use it. And I think that it's going to be a really cagey final, but that's going to play a part.
I do wonder if against Italy, as brilliant as Luke Shaw's been, I think he might drop him and put Trippier in for the set pieces, but also because he's going to be worried about that wing play.
Yeah.
And Trippier is better defensively.
I would agree. I think Luke Shaw's been fine. I don't think
That's such a City fan.
I know, but he's been fine. He looks obese. Is that just me?
No, I think he had a good game last night. I don't think you can take that away from him. I think he had a good game last night.
I think he's just naturally a bit of a chode, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's just. But that's the description, isn't it?
Yeah, I find him a bit limiting though. So I think if we go down, something we need like a strategy A, strategy B. If we go down, I think Luke Shaw's got to come off because he's too defensive. We need, do you know what I mean? Like a Trippier, someone like that to penetrate the wings because he just doesn't do it. He's really defensive, and I wouldn't have him at City. Put it that way.
No, but I mean, you've...
Push when he's at United.
Yeah. But he has been good, and I think that back four, like game plan 1, that back four is perfect. But then when things change, they look a bit, I don't know.
The midfield too as well. Jordan Henderson, right? So you would have said that Jordan Henderson would, once he's fit, would come straight into this team.
Yeah.
But at the moment, Rice, Phillips, whoever, they're keeping him out of the team.
I'd play Henderson in the
Would you?
final.
You would?
I think you
Just
need
for
a
the
bit
experience?
Yeah, I think you need a bit experience. I think they looked I think Højbjerg in midfield overran them last night.
He had a good game, didn't he?
He was everywhere.
Yeah.
He had an unbelievable game, and I think they got overrun at times. Declan Rice and Phillips, but I think I don't know who I'd lose.
Phillips has been excellent throughout the tournament.
Phillips had a few duff moments last
Yeah.
night. Though.
Yeah, that was his worst game.
He can't shoot.
He had a few duff moments, and I don't know if I'd lose him or Rice for Henderson.
I actually thought Rice does all the unglamorous work, doesn't he? He's a bit of, I mean, obviously he's not N'Golo Kante, but he does that kind of win the ball, pass it sideways, but that's kind of vital. And I think you're right. I think Phillips, maybe you want someone in there who's won a Champions League, that sort of thing. You might put Henderson in for him. I thought Mason Mount was pretty anonymous, to be honest. That was the position in midfield. I thought that looks up for
I know he's your guy.
I disagree.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I disagree. I think a few times, even via Ukraine as well, he got back. Even in Ukraine, he put in a brilliant tackle inside the area before they were about to shoot.
Yeah.
He tracks back all the time. You're not going to get that. Who are you going to replace him with? Foden, Grealish?
Well, that's the thing. That's why Southgate likes him, because he's a team player and he works hard.
Yeah.
Someone said to me he's consistently a 7 out of 10 player, and I think that's true.
Yeah, fair enough.
He just plays pretty well all the time, whereas Grealish has got a 9.5 in him, but he's also got a 3 in him.
Yes.
See, I don't think you would put Grealish into that midfield 3. But again, Jack Grealish coming on about 65, 70 minutes, came on again, stretched the game, and I thought we looked excellent from that point.
Loads of teams have done that with like tactical substitutions where it's like 70 minutes, that person's coming on. Switzerland did it. They brought on 2 people at the same time every single game, and because one's big, one's small, and it disrupted. And I don't think Grealish should start. I think he's going to...
I'd play Mason Mount, and I'd bring Jack Grealish on 65, 70th minute.
Yeah.
If we're struggling.
But again, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you wonder kind of how that game's going to go against Italy, because they haven't conceded first yet, and obviously they haven't been beaten in 33 games. You wonder how Italy are going to react should they go a goal behind. Basically,
hopefully not well.
They'll panic.
Do you think so?
They're all shape. They're all like when Mancini was at City, all he does is shape. So you'll never see a player going nuts and going out there and then leaving stuff behind. It's going to be such a cagey game. If we get the first goal, done.
But they've also got some experienced players that have obviously been in those situations before.
Experience, old, tired, cramp.
But I think
I'm going to use this.
I do.
Kyle Walker's 31. He's getting old. I don't see him getting cramp anytime soon.
It's a good point, but Bonucci, Kyle Walker, very different people, aren't they?
I mean, I think you mentioned Harry Kane earlier, and Harry Kane's job is to pull defensive out of shape.
Yeah.
And he does it brilliantly for Spurs. He drops deep, links up play. I thought he had an excellent game last night. Got on the ball a lot more. Kind of makes those people who said, "Oh, put Calvert-Lewin in. You need a hitman." It's like, no, mate.
Behave.
Yeah,
Behave yourself.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a fine Premier League player, but Harry Kane, come on. But I wonder how much luck he's going to have pulling Bonucci and Chiellini out of shape? Because they have been there and seen it all, I think.
Mistakes. We haven't given any penalties away yet, and I think that's massive. And that'll be, if it's going to be still tight, something like that. And I don't think they'll be able to cope with. They might be able to deal with Kane, but then they've got Sterling running in, and then they've got Saka over there. And there's so much stuff going on.
Do you think Saka will start again?
Don't know. I think he played well.
He was all right, wasn't he?
He played well, but he wasn't amazing.
No. He was a bit.
He did the job.
It was quite bitty, wasn't it? Like start the first half, he was giving the ball away quite a lot.
Yeah, he had a few good spells, but other than that, I think he's replaceable.
Can we talk about Raheem, please? Because before this tournament, I was like, why does Sterling play? Honestly, I was like, I think he's had a pretty poor season at City. Like, especially towards the tail end of the season. I was like, look, there's no way this guy could play. Stick Sancho in. I think he's been fantastic, and I thought he had a great game again last night. Chloe, you're looking absolute daggers at me. What do you think about Raheem Sterling?
No, he's going on me. He's going on me.
Well done, Raheem.
I don't know, sometimes I think he had a good game last night and he's played well this tournament as a whole. But I think sometimes when he makes certain runs, sometimes I just think he runs the wrong way. Somebody always tries.
What do you mean?
I know his end product's not always there.
Yeah.
He'll make the good runs, but half time he runs into trouble. He's trying to run through people, but he's not like Jack Grealish. He's not strong enough. He won't hold on to that ball. He won't be able to dribble it past players, and I don't know why he tries to. Like at one point, he tried to dribble past like 4 or 5 of them. I was like, it's not going to happen. 1 or 2, yeah, you're quick enough, you're going to do it. But sometimes I just think, just knock it and then run. Why are you trying to run with your feet the whole time? That just it frustrates me.
But Lew, obviously you watch a lot of City, and my instinct kind of when I do watch City is that he plays pretty much at the kind of spearhead of the attack. Yeah. And because obviously he's got Gundogan and De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and everybody else behind him. But for England, he seems to be a lot deeper, and he's picking up the ball in all sorts of different areas. And actually, I think what he's just been a total annoyance to every opposition player. And it's a really different role for him, isn't it?
He's got to, that's it, exactly. He's buzzing around. He's just annoying. He'll show up over there, and then he's the type of player that, he might do a silly run, but it's the type of run that somebody will lash out, little penalty, job done, he'll make people commit. And he's so fat, and he's got an engine. He's got an engine. He doesn't stop. And there's, if I'm Italian looking at the film, I'd be like, he's a problem. More than me. But if you were going to look at his card and go, he's fast, pace, all that, shooting, poor. Poor.
Well, how anywhere else, he hit it straight at Schmeichel, that first chance.
Yeah.
The second one was no goal.
Yeah, and he was there to kind of bundle the Danish defender into
Would have
the
been
ball.
a penalty anyway.
So,
I know, but the first one, place it. Why are you trying to smash the life out of it? Just place it.
Yeah, and he does do that. But I personally think he's had a fantastic tournament.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, on a whole, he has. There's a few little niggles that just frustrate me sometimes. And I think just knock it or
Ferdinand. Bit of respect on his name,
Yeah,
I've got plenty of respect on his name. I think he's played well.
I love this. National hero Raheem Sterling slammed by Chloe Capsey.
Why he's
pass the ball?
No, just he does frustrate me sometimes. But I'm not denying he's a great player. He's a good player.
There you go.
He's definitely undroppable at this point.
Is there a part of you looking at his and Kane's link-up play and thinking that'd be fun at City?
Not for the money. I mean, it's not my money.
Spend whatever you like, mate.
Haaland, I want more than him, so more than Kane at the minute. So if we can't get him, it's a good plan B, I suppose. It's a good backup.
We'll keep Kane. Fine. Everybody's happy.
You can. I don't. He's played so well, but it's so weird how form goes up and down, and then value as well. Do you know from the Euros? So I know he's how old is he now? 28, 29. His value's probably at the max it's going to be.
I think he's 27 actually.
Is he? But from PR, and he's a brilliant player. If there was a World 11, he's got to be in it. He's got to, just because he annoys people, and he's always there.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I think Harry Kane's transition throughout this tournament, kind of from quite a poor group stage and kind of taking that pressure and that criticism from the press and moving onwards, I think it's been pretty special to watch. Little word for the Danes. I thought Martin Braithwaite at times in the first half played like Ronaldinho.
He was busy.
But also just plucking the ball out of the air on his toe, turning out of like honestly, literally, my mate voice noted me and was like, what the this bloke, does he think he plays for Brazil? It was unbelievable. I've watched him play for Barcelona and he looks all right.
Yeah.
He was incredible at times. I actually thought they were pretty good up until they got knackered at about 65, 70 minutes. What did you make of their performance?
I think they played really well. I think it was tough on either side to actually lose that game and get knocked out. But they were great, but our defence was solid. Apart from a few little Pickford kick errors, I think we looked really good. And I think that's where they got unstuck. I don't think they've had to face such a strong defence. And obviously they scored via their set piece, which I think that was probably they're great at set pieces. They know how to set themselves up. Even on the corners when they were overloading Pickford, it's just all a bit.
And like Lew said, they're massive as a team.
Yeah,
So
they're all huge.
6'4" minutes.
Anything in the air, they're winning. That's why you needed the likes of Maguire and Stones in there.
I thought they were bobbins. I thought they didn't give anything.
Really?
How many shots on target did they have? Pickford made 2 saves, of which one of them, it was his mistake that he was covering up. And I thought they were off the pace. I thought they were really poor.
I think it's your perception when you watch England's weird, isn't it? It's like
they didn't do anything.
Because I look at it and I was like, oh my God, they're all over us. And I probably, if I watch that as a neutral, think, better team won.
Well, it's like when you panic, you have that intrinsic panic when it's, ball's near our net, the ball is near our net, and it's fine. It's fine. If exactly just like you said, if you're watching Italy, Spain, I thought we controlled them. They didn't really shoot. It took a wonder goal, basically.
Let's talk about that freak. This Damsgaard kid is so good. Despite looking like a 45-year-old geography teacher, he's actually 22, I think. Plays for Sampdoria at the moment.
Yeah,
he'll presumably get a move because he's looked quality.
Him and Chiesa.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. He's dangerous. I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll come to the Premier League, but he looks a bit small, doesn't he? But he's the backup, of course, for Eriksen, so I think he's done really well, especially in that role.
Yeah.
But that free kick's unsavable, isn't it? Because obviously it's not right in the corner, but
the way it just dipped and curled at the last minute.
So much pace on it as well.
You're never getting that, and Pickford would only seen that so late.
Yeah.
He's not saving that. I mean, it was sort of to the left middle of the net. I don't know. Should he have got a hand on it? I don't know. It was so quick.
Yeah.
I think he just came quickly, didn't it? And he's probably expecting him to try and curl it into the corner as opposed to just wallop up and down. But you mentioned Chiesa, obviously. He's really grown into the tournament. He's played himself into the Italy team.
Yeah.
I think he looks really good and he would be a player that I would worry about in the final, Chloe.
Yeah, I'd worry about him, but I just don't think we need to stress ourselves.
I don't want to talk about it. It's too stressful.
I just think go into it with all confidence. I don't think specifically worry about any players that we could face to beat Italy. Yeah. We've got plenty of dangerous players. I'm sure they're worried about the likes of even Grealish coming off the bench, and let alone our starting 11. So I don't think that's something we can worry about too much. But yeah, you need to keep them quiet. And I'd play quick fullbacks.
Here's my thing, like, you know, when we're talking about if we're Italian, I'm not looking at the team sheet and I see Mason Mount, I'm not worried. Do you know what I mean? That's why I would.
But you are if you see Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, but Mason Mount might provide that little through ball to Harry Kane.
I don't know.
He does do nice little through balls like that.
You on the payroll for Mason Mount? You're sponsored by Mason Mount.
Pays me monthly.
Spread the word, yeah.
Nice
I'm good.
little bag after this.
Yeah, Chloe, I'm having a really hard time. You say some nice things about me on the podcast.
I think he'll be fine. I don't know, but I think in any team as well, there are some players that are like bit role players and then superstars, because they can't all be superstars, can they? So I suppose that on balance, it makes sense. But I think we've got some danger as well. Chiesa's look good, very good.
So let's talk Italy-Spain, if that's okay. Cool. So let's talk Italy-Spain. I thought it was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I thought Spain were unlucky. They just can't. They can't finish, can they?
No.
They just can't finish.
No. I mean, they're relying on Alvaro Morata.
Yeah, good luck.
Like, I think his head's just gone. Ever since he went to Chelsea, I just think
he scored.
He's just not that. Yeah,
but he missed that penalty. I knew he
did
would
score,
miss that
but
penalty.
he missed that penalty, and then obviously Jorgi scored the last
Jorgi.
one. Jorgi.
But I would bet all the money I have, which isn't very much, on Alvaro Morata missing that penalty. When he walked up, I thought that man is going to miss. I have no doubt.
I know, he's just got no confidence. You would have thought that goal might have given him a bit of confidence in that game. But it's your luck, isn't it? You score in the game, you're not going to score in the shootout.
But he's quite a good example, I think, of what makes a top-level footballer, because he's clearly got the ability, but he doesn't have the killer instinct. So he's a good player, but can't handle the pressure, which probably means he's quite a nice bloke.
Yeah, I don't think his mind's that strong.
No.
I don't think he's got a strong mind. And even, it does worry me, Harry Kane. I'm not sure, has he got that penalty that he took as well was bad.
Oh no, I think Kane is
I think he's got a strong head, but in certain moments he does. I think, oh God.
Do you remember when, here we go, it's now turning into the Spurs memory podcast, when about 3 or 4 years ago, Spurs were playing away at Anfield. Victor Wanyama scored a fantastic goal. Anyway, that's by the by. But Harry Kane had missed a penalty and then got another penalty in the 94th minute and took it in front of the Kop. And I remember they were baying, going mad. And having missed that first penalty, he scored that. And I think that's just a great example of what he can do. Yes, he missed the penalty last night. I don't think he has any crisis of confidence whatsoever. I think it just annoys him to not score goals.
Yeah. No, I think just penalties with him when it gets to a shootout, I just don't know. In a game, I would bet on him.
Do you know, when you just said the word shootout, I actually felt a bit sick.
That's what I mean. It can't go to penalties. I just think England I know in the World Cup we won on penalties.
Yeah.
But
against Colombia in the
exactly,
last 16. Yeah.
Exactly. And they weren't even good penalties.
Oh my God, right.
Eric Dyer's penalty probably shouldn't, how it went in, I would never know.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him though. It's lovely, wasn't
So
it?
if it goes to penalties again, I'm just,
So Lew, I'm going to ask you a horrible question.
What?
If it's 120 minutes and it's penalties, who are your 5 takers for England?
Kane. Well, it depends who's playing, but obviously. But Kane, Sterling.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see Raheem Sterling.
Takes him for City.
Does he?
Yeah.
no.
No.
I wouldn't have him take one, I don't think.
Mason Mount if he's on, I suppose.
Do you think controversially,
Who?
Maguire? Because he's got that self-belief, hasn't he? And
I
it's
don't know, I think I can see him getting too hyped up and just firing straight over.
smashing it out the stadium.
Yeah. I can see him. I don't know.
Hopefully it won't
if
go
Grealish
there.
is on, I'd let him take one.
Yeah.
Henderson, if he's on, I'd let him take one.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
There we go. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. I'm not that worried about. I mean, because I think
I
Jordan.
wouldn't let our defenders take him. I don't think any of our defenders are too great at taking penalties.
No.
Even Shaw, Walker, Trippier, I wouldn't let any of them take one.
That happened in the
Trips I might.
Yeah.
Free, dead balls,
Because free kicks.
beautifully curl one into the top corner.
Yeah.
But that happened in the in the France-Switzerland shootout, didn't it? There was loads of defenders took them.
Yeah.
And I think because at that point it comes down to, this horrible cliche, to bottle and to
Yeah.
nerve. And they can all hit a football cleanly, they're professional
Yeah.
footballers. But that Italy-Spain game, just back to Spain, I thought Spain were rubbish at the start of the tournament. Then they grew into it. I feel like they've got quite a young team. Pedri's 18.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He, in the 90 minutes, didn't misplace a single pass.
No, yeah.
He had 100% pass completion. After 120 minutes, he had completed 67 out of 69 passes. That's almost impossible to do in a top-level football match.
Stats man over it.
Do you think? Here we go. Do you think that potentially that Spain team are going to be better in a couple of years when it comes to the World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're definitely ones to watch. I think Italy come then probably won't be a force to be reckoned with.
No,
I think they are.
Age.
Yeah, I think they're at their. I wouldn't say peak, but I think they're at their limits now.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do when no more Bonucci and Chiellini? Because that's kind of the bedrock of that team, isn't it?
I don't know.
They're going to be very, very exposed, I think. But I don't know who they've got young coming up. Same with Spain. I mean, we know Pedri, but he's the type of player that...
Spain always have good pedigree, though, don't they, really?
They do, but I mean, Eric Garcia playing centre-back, that's not good pedigree.
I looked at that, and I've thought so often throughout this tournament, but him playing centre-back, and also when Morata missed that penalty, why did you not take Sergio Ramos?
I think we'd all rather...
I would never know. I'd have Sergio Ramos in my team any day.
I'd have him in my World 11 of the last 20 years.
He can take a penalty. He hardly makes mistakes. Yeah, he gets sent off an awful lot.
He's handsome.
Is he?
All right.
Well, also he's psychotically violent, which does
I'm
help on a football pitch.
I'm here for it. He's dirty. I like it.
He's, Spain aren't the team they used to be, but they're probably in good hands with with their manager and players like Pedri. But I don't know, because he's the type of player that would pass to the person that scores, but the thing is he's passing to he's passing to Morata, so it's not happening.
Well, Alvaro Morata will be cheered by one thing. He has now scored more goals in the European Championships history than Scotland. So
Doesn't take much, does it?
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't.
That's amazing.
But that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm really happy
He
about
plays
that.
for Atletico now, doesn't he? Where does he play?
Yeah, I think he's at Atletico now.
Yeah.
Having obviously been at Juve and Chelsea. He's been to some big clubs, but...
Yeah, but he's never really
He bounces
been
around.
your number one striker. At Chelsea, he was never really number one striker. He was always a striker you had on the bench. You played him if
You had to.
whoever was injured, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you worry, Lew, about the occasion? getting to England on Sunday? Because it's only the second time, obviously, we've been in a final.
Yeah.
It's the 10th time Italy have been in a major tournament final. Obviously, it's pretty new territory for Gareth Southgate. It's not new territory for Roberto Mancini. Is that going to play a part?
I think if we can make it as hostile as possible.
Absolutely.
Because I know that Italy would have that. If it was in Rome, it would be so hostile there, and it'd be not nice. And I think, horribly, we've got to do that to them.
But that is part of football. It's very partisan, and it's been, having these games at home has been amazing. And do you think that the crowd can play their part on Sunday?
The crowd can definitely play the part. We have a massive advantage by being here and having all our fans near enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many Italian fans will actually be there. I think there was like 6,000 Denmark last night or something.
Like that, yeah.
So I assume it's similar. Maybe they'll give them slightly more if they're allowed. I don't know. But no, I think Gareth Southgate, he's done awfully well. And I'm actually pleased for him as a person. He seems a really nice person.
Yeah.
Knows how to manage a team. Has a level head, I think. And I think I did question him even in the World Cup. I thought, has he really got what it takes? Is he going to really bollock them if they're not doing well?
Yeah.
But I think the way he's managed the team and he's really brought unity, his decisions he's made, even though I've questioned them at times, they've worked.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. He's obviously, his understanding and read of the game is obviously unbelievable. And I'm just pleased for him that he's washed away all their memories of his own.
Definitely.
Because I think now we've reached a final. I mean, what happened to Germany, it was...
He's got really nice stepdad vibes.
Yeah.
That's Gareth Southgate. He's just a nice bloke, probably a bit boring, but you kind of want that. And you don't want the manager to be flashier than the players.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's, he watches Countdown probably.
Sort of like,
He's that kind of guy.
come on now, it's your mum's birthday.
Yeah.
You know what she's really going to like.
Yeah.
So let's take her out. Yeah, he's just a nice thing. He's just like a nice teacher, nice supply teacher, isn't
He
he?
won't shout, but he'll be like, Raheem, just come to my office, mate. And that's probably what he needs. He doesn't need a hairdryer treatment.
You're a good kid. I stick up for you in the staff room.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even in the same way, the players obviously respect him though.
Oh, God, yeah. I think so.
Which is key. And he's not being walked over.
Do you feel like a few demons have been exercised? Because obviously 2018, we won a shootout. I never thought I'd see England win a shootout. That felt like an emotional burden I'd been carrying for years evaporated. Beating the Germans as well, that's another thing ticked off, and getting to a final.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Gareth Southgate has released some tension within your soul, Lew?
No, I think he's just added to it because it's like whenever once something gets replaced, so it's like, great, now will we ever win a final again? There's a new thing, but I just think that the nations needed it. He's a great guy, and I don't know. I do sometimes wish, with all the VTs and stuff that they play before the matches, just stop showing 96.
Yeah.
None of us were we were alive.
I was already in my late 40s.
96.
No, how old was it?
That would make me
No.
nearly 70.
I was 4.
I wasn't born.
No,
I was 8, and I do remember it.
really?
I remember it.
But this generation, the players that are playing don't, and it's about time we just obviously pay homage to things. But 66, it's a long time ago, and we're a very different country, different players, different styles. We are the team that people fear now, and I think before we never had that. Do you know what I mean?
I love that.
When you look at other teams, it's like, oh God, we're playing Brazil. It's like, oh shit, we're playing England.
That's made me believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always believed, actually, to be fair.
Can you imagine if you're Italy, you're in London, they're in London right now somewhere training, and then they know everything that's going on, or the press, they won't be able to avoid it, all the celebrations last night. I think it's really important that we played after them.
Yep.
Come on. Good luck, lads, but we're going to batter you, I think.
Chloe, do you feel as confident?
Not as confident as you are.
I'm still
but
pissed,
I am
probably.
if we
I am
battered it.
Still
I am
half cut.
confident. I don't think we're going to batter them.
No.
But I am confident. I fancy maybe a little 2-1.
Cheeky 2-1.
Cheeky 2-1.
I think 2-1. We'll go up first. They'll equalise.
I usually don't predict the England. Well, I probably have done here.
I'm
but...
actually quite good at predicting stuff.
Do you-
I've actually got a really weird thing. Everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm like, and it always happens. So I'm just saying.
Do you see the thing on ITV, Holly Willoughby? I don't know what I was watching, but I just turned on telly and I'm looking at Holly Willoughby wearing an England shirt. She's cutting the end off a banana going, England are going to win. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in the country? Have you seen that?
No,
She
I've
cuts
not
off the
seen
end
it.
of a banana and it's got like the seed or whatever still in it. It's like, it means they're going to
Oh,
win.
like reading tea leaves, but reading
Bananas, yeah. Apparently it's a thing.
I don't
Right.
see it.
So, here we go. Quick fire.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about moments of the tournament. Chloe, what's the best goal been?
Ooh.
That free kick last night.
Really? Not Patrick Schick's looper, curler, dipper thing against Scotland?
No, I think that just caught us so off guard. In the flow of the game, it was so against the flow of the game. The Scotland goal was all right, but Scotland scored it, so no. So no from me.
I think the contenders are potentially last night.
Go on.
Patrick Schick's goal against Scotland. I think it was Paul Pogba's curler to make it 3-1 for France against Switzerland.
That's the goal.
I thought that was.
I would agree with you.
I believe the term is peng.
Yeah.
Like that was
Peng.
Peng.
Yeah.
Christ.
Top corner.
Yeah, I thought it was just
It's been on Urban Dictionary.
big time. Yeah.
Is it?
But yeah, just that. It was just a thing of beauty. Equally, I think I would say match of the tournament was that France-Switzerland game.
Oh, yeah.
Ebbed and flowed. You guys?
Yeah, I would.
I agree.
Yeah, or the early Netherlands-France game. Let's not forget that. I know it's group stage, it's not as interesting, but that was all the back and forth.
Or back, yeah.
With the Spain-Croatia game, the 5-3, good game as well.
That was lively, but it got settled pretty quickly.
Yeah.
At the time.
France going out, best game of the tournament.
That was quality, yeah.
Even England, over England winning, France going out. Best game of the tournament.
In the way they did as well.
So that's game of the tournament, we're calling it. Who's your player of the tournament, Lou?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. This is dead air. I'm panicking now. Probably, who's top scorer?
Oh, might be Raheem at this point, maybe Lukaku still. Don't know.
Well,
Kane's
it's got to be anyone in the semis, hasn't it? Because to get their team that far,
yeah. They've got to have done.
Otherwise, it
well,
doesn't
impact.
count.
Well, see, you're not going to like. I would say Raheem Sterling has probably been the player of the. Look at the way Chloe's
Really?
looking at me. If you're listening to this, go and seek out the video because Chloe's looking at me absolutely furiously.
I don't mean to.
I wouldn't put him as player of the tournament.
I think he's been brilliant.
No.
Can I tell you who I think? I think Paul Pogba's played the best football at the tournament.
Yes.
But then he also gave away the ball for Switzerland to get the
Yeah.
second goal, and Switzerland ended up winning that game. So can you make him player of the tournament?
Harry Maguire for me.
Oh, that's big. That's a big call.
Coming at the
I
end.
think he's done brilliant, but I don't think he's.
I panicked, Chloe, all right?
I
I don't believe it myself. I just said
it. Massive difference. He's not made differences in games.
Okay, so Mason Mount for you,
No,
I'm guessing.
no, I wouldn't say Mason.
Do you know what? Chiesa for me.
That's a good call. I think he's been superb.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah.
Chiesa, I'm saying
I don't know, would you go for a keeper?
Pickford's been brilliant. Pickford's been absolutely brilliant, I think. He set a New England record, actually, for the most minutes without conceding.
Yeah.
Worst hair.
725, and the worst hair. But he didn't concede for 725
Yeah.
minutes, breaking Gordon Banks' record, which was set 55 years ago.
Good for him.
Which,
But then that's great for him, but then that
66.
also plays a part. Our defence also plays a part in that.
absolutely.
There's only so many shots he's going to have to save.
Who do you think the most disappointing team have been?
Spain.
They got to the semi-finals.
I expected. I
Yeah, but
expected them to-
in a
I
cumbersome way.
expected them to do better. They just kind of got the job done. Each time they kind of just got it done.
What-
They weren't exciting. Spain normally excite me. And I like watching them. I didn't really enjoy watching them. They just kind of got their job done.
Portugal, Germany.
Germany were
France?
poor for me. I'd be so annoyed if I was German.
A lot of people had Portugal as pre-tournament favourites. They were
Portugal
rubbish.
were disappointing. I don't think
Yeah.
Ronaldo really had much of an impact
think
on them either.
Cancelo leaving early doors because of COVID, that really affected them. But Portugal or Germany, I'd say. And then France, probably because they had so much expectation. It was almost a given that they were going to be in the final.
But France have sort of got several players that you would put in a World 11.
God,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they got dumped out by Switzerland by a Granit Xhaka masterclass. I mean,
Yeah.
that's disappointing, I would say. They're the
Yeah,
world
that is-
champions.
That is disappointing, but then I think Spain's been disappointing because.
But we knew they'd be poor.
I didn't know they'd be poor.
Did
I
you?
thought they're still going to be all right.
I didn't think they'd get anywhere near the semi-finals.
No.
But I still thought they'd be all right because it's Spain. You always thought they kind of get the job done, but they did disappoint me.
I did see, as soon as they didn't take Sergio Ramos, I thought they fluffed this a little bit. What team has won your heart, Chloe? Apart from England, obviously.
Denmark.
Yeah, it's got to be in it.
How could it not be after like what they've been through and stuff, and how they've just pulled together in their unity, their solidarity
Yeah.
to carry themselves this far, and they don't have one player except for Eriksen that really you think, what they've got a great player there.
Yeah.
Eriksen was their star man, and they lost him. Thankfully, he's well, but they all pulled together and kind of, I think, in support of him, which was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I think the sense of unity in this tournament in general among all the teams and all the fans, particularly after that incident, I think it has felt quite special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing, and I think it got people into football that maybe weren't, not for bad reasons, but for, oh, is he all right? You know, people that wouldn't usually care. And then, like, my mum will watch Denmark now because of that, and she doesn't really like football. So, yeah, I would agree with you. Denmark, for sure.
Does your mum listen to the pod?
She's not very tech savvy, I doubt it.
Well, if she does, shout out to Mrs.
Jane.
Right, guys, I am going to put you on the spot.
Oh.
Lew, what's the score going to be on Sunday?
3-1 England.
Chloe?
I said 2-1 earlier.
I think I'm with you, 2-1 England.
We're going 1-0 up, equaliser, 2-1.
Yep.
So have we all just agreed that it's coming home?
Yeah.
And I want Jack Grealish to score.
Well, let's not ask for too much. Let's just win the
I
tournament
want him
first.
to come on after being double subbed,
Okay.
I think.
I don't think he was that angry in the stand. He was just...
No, it was a tactical decision.
Yeah,
and I respect the decision, but I just think it is a bit tough.
Yeah,
on the
I
player.
will just take the win.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for me.
think Jack will
That'll
as
do.
You're not doing goal scorers as well, you're not going to back yourself.
So it's going to be 2-1. Chiesa's going to get the first goal. Harry Kane's going to score, and then Maguire from a corner.
Yep.
So you heard it here first.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look, Chloe, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Lew, we've been on a real journey together, mate.
Yeah, we have. So tired.
He's exhausted, you've drained him.
Thank you for having me.
Look, thanks so much, guys. It's been really, really good fun. And thank you also to everybody who's listened. It's been such a laugh doing this podcast. And we love that you guys have been listening and watching along as well. And don't forget, look out for more podcasts over the summer. See you then.